Hedgehog 2006. All right, Focus, let's see some shadow action. Take it away.
Hello everyone, my name is FocusSight, but you can call me Focus. Obviously, thank you everyone for donating in the bid war. Obviously, we knew it was very close. And we're going to run Shadow Story, no credits warp, 52-minute estimate. This is very fitting given that the next run is Shadow Generation, so we've turned the Sonic block into a Shadow block, and that feels very fitting given Shadow's recent surge in popularity. But I do want to say something really quick before we begin the run, obviously, and that is the Glitch Exhibition isn't just any special or any regular old Glitch Exhibition. I designed it such that I tried to make 5-minute chunks for each story, and so the 10-minute exhibition after this run, if we get this met, and we have until the end of this run to do so, so please make sure to get your donations in during this run, will be Sonic and Silver being shown off. So you can get to see all 3 major stories in one single sitting, so long as you make sure to donate and fulfill that exhibition. I would love to do so. I've been prepping for weeks for this. So let's see if we can get that going. I should have some good spots for donations in the middle of the run. And so if you want to say, the host to say things, want to shout out anyone, feel free to do that during that time. I hope we can get that met. And for now, though, we're doing Shadow Story, no credits warp. Time will start when I hit select on the file, and will end on the last hit of Mephiles Phase 2. And with that, I would like to give, if we're ready, I would like to give a good countdown together. So everyone with me. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! A loading screen! Yes, this is just what I sat for! So Shadow Story is, apparently, according to the manual, he works for the capital F federal, capital G government. He's a gun agent. And what we're going to do right now is just explain the basis of the story so that I can concentrate on the glitchy wonders that is Sonic 06 thereafter. So, Shadow is sent by Gun to rescue Rouge in White Acropolis. They then go to Kingdom Valley to try to recover something called the Scepter of Darkness. They then there meet Mephiles, who tries to convince Shadow to awaken Solaris, which is the fusion of Iblis and Nephilis. And basically Shadow is going to go ahead and try to defeat Nephilis as best as he can. The first major trick we just saw there was a pause clip. That's used throughout the run. If you press A and pause at the same frame, Shadow will be able to clip through most objects so long as the geometry and the speed are good. So you'll be seeing a lot of pause. That's pause A. Those are pause clips. They're used all the time in Shadow Story. Next up is the second section where we're going to start as Rouge. We're normally supposed to fly around this whole U-shaped thing, but we're going to do something called Rouge Clip. So Rouge can glide and also do this. Yep, just like that. So yeah, that saves about 4 seconds. From here on, I'm going to go activate the switch, and we're going to swap to Shadow. Note that I'm not hitting the checkpoint. This is deliberate. You're going to see why in a little bit. In order to beat this stage, we don't actually have a goal ring. We need to destroy these 5 searchlights with our buggy, which is fittingly quite buggy. I'm going to just aim myself here. Is that good? That one should make it nice. And so if I shoot this right, that should make it nice. The stage is going to end in 5 seconds. I'm going to sit up here and just watch and learn what happens. I'll explain after. Hands off the controller. I'm not touching anything. That's called results skip. So, if you swap to a character in the middle of a stage and then do not hit a checkpoint, the game allows you to play as the new character on the results screen. If you then load up a text box on the results screen, it has the same flag as the results screen fading away. So you're able to save 7 seconds by skipping the results. Pretty cool. Next up, we have a well-designed dog, but an awful boss. This is Egg Cerberus. It is RNG. We're going to see if we get good luck. We do not. Yeah, he's going to go away. Oh, well. So Egg Cerberus is quite literally just the worst boss to start any category in this game. He can do this at the very start, and you have no way of reaching him. Is he going to turn around again? No, thank you. Good dog. It's quite annoying. It's also a boss in Sonic Story where it's way easier. Okay, that didn't hit the wall. Come on, this time. Thank you. So we have to do this 4 times as Shadow. Normally in Sonic Story you can do it twice because the statues in that arena go for double damage. And quite often with Egg Cerberus, the biggest issue is that sometimes, by sometimes I mean quite often, won't register that you've actually grinded on the 2 rails, which is a necessity to actually get on the horn. When the second phases start, Shadow's going to try to do what he tells him to, and he might jump off Shadow, which means you have to re-hit the horn. I need to be quick on this last one, because he's going to turn quickly. Okay, we survived. That's good. There we go. And that should be the end of the boss. There we go. Pretty nice. Not the worst RNG, but not the best. We'll take it. Some of you might also be wondering, wow, that is a lot of load screens. How do we even time this thing? Good news is that we have a load remover now, and we have a general loadless consensus, which means that the old days of putting your 360 in the freezer or wrapped in blankets to try to get faster load times, which, yes, people did do, are long gone, and the health of all Xbox 360s has excelled as a result. At this point now, we have a bit of town movement, so if we have any announcements to make, we can do 1 or 2 right now.
Well, we're still looking for some more donations for that glitch exhibition. We are looking for a little more progress on that, so everybody make sure to get those donations in and select the glitch exhibition as the incentive on that. ! Donate in chat. Thank you so much, everybody who has donated so far.
Thank you very much for that update. Well, right now we're going to head for the old castle, and we're going... So Shadow is interesting in that he doesn't have a spin dash in this game like he does in Sonic Adventure 2 or Hero, well, not really in Heroes, but in Shadow the Hedgehog, he doesn't have that. So his fastest forward movement is Carpal Tunnel. We just need to mash A in rhythmic time, AA. You want to avoid all these NPCs that are walking around, and sometimes you can homing attack them and waste 2 seconds, which is lovely. But we're going to get the Light Dash here, which, you know, very classic Sonic move in the 3D games. And then we're going to get what's called Chaos Boost, or as the community loves to call it, Red Shadow. Shout-outs for Red Shadow. You're going to see him. He's red. It's called the Memory Shard, but it is Chaos Boost. And Chaos Boost in level 1 starts with a very interesting move called Chaos Snap. And we're going to talk more about Chaos Snap as we get into stages like Flamethrower, because that is probably where it's most useful and has a very interesting trick. But for now, we need Chaos Snap in order to break this boulder. We're going to get our action gauge filled. Hey, there's Red Shadow. He is red. We're now going to go into Kingdom Valley, and I do a trick here that no one really does in runs very often, because it very rarely saves time, but it's very cool if you get it, especially first try. We're going to try to do a moon jump as Rouge in the second section. The first section here is the glider, and it is just double tap A and hold once you get the boost, and that is it. But I'm going to switch to Rouge here. Really, there's only 2 ways you can beat this. You can either pause flip past Rouge and play the Shadow section as the first Shadow, not the second Shadow. There is a clone of Shadow there that he's supposed to, you know, once Rouge gets the keys, turns into that second Shadow. But we're going to go as Rouge here because I would really like to get a moon jump. Basically, gliding in the game. Kind of like, you know, a function that adds both positive force up and negative force down for gravity. Both of those build up over time, but when you release A on the frame before you land, and only that frame, you get rid of the gravity, the negative force, and you get the positive force still happening. So let's see if I can nail this. Nope, let's try again. I remember getting 4 in a row once, and one of my good friends, Nick867, was like, you don't just do that. And clearly you don't just do that in a run like this, so we're going to try for it. I have no other backup, and that's why the estimate's kind of long. I want to do all the unique tricks, so might be a decent time for another announcement if you have any.
I sure do. We have a donation that has come in for the glitch exhibition from Mega. Thank you, Mega, for your $25 donation. And they say, telethrows? Where we're going, we don't need telethrows.
Thank you, Mega. I had a little bit of trouble here. The hard part is that there is no shadows in this part, so trying to do this without any prime buffers, which is faster, is quite difficult. So I'm just going to try. Come on. It's easier to do on the stairs because the stairs are a slight slope, and so as soon as you kind of reach a certain part on the stairs, it's easier to get. Trust me, it'll be worth it. It'll be worth it. You can listen to the awesome music that is in this game in the meantime. Quite literally, I don't know how they made a game this broken and buggy, and yet the soundtrack feels as complete as it does. And this is one of my favorite tracks in the game, actually, so. Come on, Rouge. Let's get a chant of Rouge in the crowd here. Rouge, 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 Rouge. Yeah! Very, very slow, but we'll take it. We'll take it. I want to show it off every time, and that was 8th time. I guess I was paying for the amounts of times I got it first try ages and ages. So, you know, we'll take it. And that's just the end of the level trigger. You normally finish that as Shadow. From here on, we now play as Shadow again, and we're going to do something called Fanciest Clip. There was Fancy Clip, there was Fancier Clip, and now there's Fanciest Clip. It's a little time save that's just a very specific pause clip, but it's a pause clip followed by a buffered jump input. So it can be a little tight to get. If I don't get it first try, if I like die, I'll just go the wrong way around. So jump here. I'm going to wait for the camera to be right down, and I get this one. Spring here. A little bit of QEDs, quick time events. I meant to say QTE. Now, if I'm aligned right, I should just be able to pause, jump. There you go. That's Fanciest Clip. Saves a little bit of time. And I'm going to use something called M Speed. Some of you who might be familiar with, some of you might be familiar with Sonic Unleashed. It has M Speed. So does Sonic 06, although because it doesn't transfer to your jump speed, it's less. It's more of a precision tool. So if I do this and press, if I'm holding just barely the walk speed, the game doesn't have my speed cap as it normally would. So instead, you can get really, really fast speed and still be controllable. Although it's quite difficult to maintain because it is a very precise input. Now, the only way the way in which I got out of this automation is just to do nothing. They made it slightly too back from the dash panel, so you can just do nothing, jump, and get out of it. Let's go. That's the iconic Shadow line. Let's get moving, indeed. Over here, instead of doing the combat in these towers, you can just go on the sides here. Shadow has a very long homing attack compared to, say, Sonic or Blaze, who their ranges are really dependent on if they're homing anything. We're going to go over here. I'm going to talk more about rails in the next section, but note that every time Shadow does one twirl, I'm actually pressing X 3 times. It's a rhythm that actually helps you the most. We're going to go over here. One last pause clip. Stage. Done. Yes. Am I still going to S rank? Oh, no, I was worried about that. So, S ranks in this game, quite bad to get in this category because they added additional gold medal animation, which you can't normally skip except for sometimes. Now, for everyone in the audience, I want you to get ready because I'm going to show you why this speed game is awesome. Everyone, say cheese. I'm now going to post this on Blue Sky Live as I run this. That has been posted, and we've added fastestfirst.com. Let's see if it's going through. Okay, it's uploading the images. That might take a little while with the cell signal in the room. Oh, come on. Let me do this before the run, before I have to play again. Come on. Come on. Come on. Let me upload the images. Please. I'm trying to. Yes! There we go. Just uploaded. That is why this speedrun is awesome. The load screens are an advantage so long as you take advantage of them. So now, we're playing the buggy, and it is indeed buggy. You can see the collision detection doesn't always work the best. I'm going to swap buggies just to be safe, unless that just damaged this one. No, okay. Yeah, I would normally try to go on one buggy, but it's quite difficult to do that and still be, you know, within time. Yeah, we're going to just do some boosting here, and then we got a little bit of some rail grinding at the end. So if you have time for an announcement, now's a good one.
Absolutely, and a fantastic announcement it is. We have our dear friend Bobby, who has given us $200. $200 for the glitch exhibition. They said, let's see those glitches. Also, trans rights.
Woo! So, I've never had the car ran on a rail like that. I've just got to be honest with you. That never had that happen before, and you know, classic speedrunning thing. So Shadow on rails, much like Sonic and most other characters, they actually have a lockout time for where an X input doesn't speed you up. But the lockout time is actually less than an animation itself. So more often than not, you're actually doing 1, 2, 3 for every X, for every twirl. So when I land here on this rail down here, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and I speed up way more than I would normally. It's, and if you press X too fast, you're locked out for a much longer time. I'm going to use M speed here. I'm not going to have to do this thing because there is a rail up there I can homing attack. I can homing attack. Thank you. And we're going to set up for something called Lamb Sauce now. Found by Gordon Ramsay, IN, not ON. He's one of the best Shadow Story runners out there. Found a lot of the stuff that's really broken and busted in this game. Oh. Okay, didn't get that, but at least I got a 1-up. So I'm going to slightly edge myself to the left of, or to the right of this dash panel. And if I'm aligned correctly, we should break out here of the automation. Let's see. Yes. Now I'm going to set up a rock launch over here. And if I've done this right, this should go fine. No! That doesn't work. It didn't make it. That's unfortunate. We're just gonna, I can't do that again, so I'm just gonna go through this again normally. That's a shame, folks. That is Lamb Sauce. I just didn't, Shadow didn't jump off like I wanted him to, and he got stuck. That's unfortunate, but hey, I still tried it. It's normally super safe, but sometimes if you get a really bad configuration like that, it just doesn't go your way. Saves about 10 seconds or so. And this is the normal automation, so now you can see a comparison of what it would be. And that's okay. You know, I'm gonna see if there's a checkpoint here. I'm actually not sure. There is not. I was gonna go for ladder instead, but because this isn't, there is no checkpoint here, I'm not gonna go for ladder. Ladder is another type of rock launch. Here, you use the ladder on these ones to fling all the way to the loop we're gonna go to here. But I'd rather be safe, especially after how Kingdom Valley went. A lot of automation. It kind of funnily slows down a lot because the game can't handle it. So like the explosions here, nice, cinematic, as they would say. Well, since that rock launch didn't go well, how about another rock launch in the section 4? So we're gonna do a glider section here, and then I'm gonna attempt once a trick called section 4 rock, because unfortunately, this category has some really good named tricks, but section 4 rock is not one of them. That is just location, objects, and I don't know, we can't come up with anything more clever than that for this one, because it is kind of as you see it. I'm going to get some 1-ups here, though, just to be safe. Fun fact about the Sonic 06 victory theme, it's still the version used in Super Smash Bros. For Sonic for some reason. Interesting little tidbit, don't know why. But yeah, we're going to try to break a rock here, and the unfortunate thing is that the rock and how it breaks is inconsistent. But if we get a pretty good angle, we can do another rock launch and get from the very beginning or so to about halfway through this last section, and it saves about 20 seconds. Let's see. I didn't get good luck on Lamb Sauce. Can I get good luck on section 4 rock? Okay, set up here. Homing attack. Oh, that piece just... Oh, that's funky. Maybe. I believe. Yes! There we go. Lamb Sauce may have doomed me, but section 4 rock got my back. The rest of this stage is pretty self-explanatory, so if you have any announcements you want to make, feel free to.
Well, we're still looking for some more of those Glitch Exhibition donations. We are roughly a little over a third of the way there, so we've got a ways to go. So any help that you all can give us by donating, please do. You can get to our donation page at !donate in chat. Please, let's see some of those glitches. I'm very excited to see them myself.
I really hope so. We got about 2/3 of the run left, too. So if we get 1/3 per third, we'll be good. And we have the 2 probably most flashy tricks in the entirety of Shadow Story coming up in the next stage and boss. So if I can nail them, let's get some donations in for that. How about that? Yeah, so that's a B rank because, of course, what I just did wasn't worthy of an A or an S. But actually, that's better for us as speedrunners because we don't want that many gold medal animations in this category. Next up is Flame Core, which is a stage that I dislike, personally. I'm trying to... There is some cool stuff that you do in Flame Core, though, especially in Shadow, where we've really optimized a lot of stuff. So as we can see, the beautiful red Shadow on our screen, we're going to finally get to use him in a stage, and we're specifically going to use Chaos Snap quite a bit. So Chaos Snap is a move that is rather complex, actually. Gordon Ramsay, the person I mentioned before who found lamb sauce and a lot of other tricks, he wrote a 17-page paper on just the Chaos Snap and why it does what it does. But in essence, it allows you to teleport to homing attackable things. So for instance, like springs, enemies, other things. And we're going to use that ability to skip a lot of usually required combat in this stage. Shadow's also quite a good character for combat in general. So he actually has quite a lot that he can do. But we're going to use a Poscope here. Press RT once through, that's Red Shadow. So if I hold A, that happens. He can snap to a lot of things. I just snap through that to the spring, for instance. And from here, I can do the same in this box. Again, this is actually intended behavior fully. The DLC stages, yes, Sonic 06 is DLC. The DLC stages use this ability as Shadow and use it effectively. So it is an intended ability, not just a quirk. Okay. Let me try that again. I'm going to get some rings to be safe here. I don't feel like dying. I am going to get this one up, though, that we normally get. Charge a snap by holding A, and then we can just flip through here. Quite literally anywhere. I am going to be very safe here because you can see the meteors falling below, above us. We call them Cocoa Puffs, lovingly in the community. They can be random and, well, they're not technically random, but they might as well be because they're on set cycles that are hard to predict if you don't have the exact same movement each time. They can even hit you here, where you just die. But fortunately, they didn't. And because of that, we can set up for one of the best tricks in the entire game, and that is Chaos Control. Now, this isn't actually an ability called Chaos Control, but what we're going to do is we're going to try to get a setup where Shadow is going to try to Chaos Snap a rail. And rails are paths, so they have multiple, technically infinite, homing attack beacons. So let's see what happens when Shadow tries to Chaos Snap into a rail. I wonder what people will think will happen, because I don't know if they'll think this. So now we're halfway through the stage. That warped us to the origin of the map. And the origin of the map in this section in particular is right near where a checkpoint is and a death plane. We die as Shadow and then fling our corpse into the checkpoint, and it still counts because the corpse is still Shadow and like it still interacts with things until the fade out happens. And that saves you 15 seconds, everyone. We're now going to just clip out here as Rouge. I'm going to purposely get hit here to go down. We're not going to finish this Rouge. We're going to once again get results breakout, but we're not going to get... Bye, Rouge. And that's just Flamecore, folks. I don't know what else to say. It's so fast that, you know, all this stuff happens. But basically, yeah, Chaos Control was a glitch that was theorized for 10 years and only really executed in the last 4 or so. Very cool trick, obviously. I love that we just warp to the origin and we can fling our corpse into a checkpoint and save time. And also that Rouge strat, that's been known for quite some time. One of the few first ever tricks in Sonic 06 to really ever be found. It's also done as Knuckles in Sonic's Flamecore. And now we get to, you thought that was big. Let's try Iblis now. So this boss is quite annoying casually, and then you have to wait a long time, but we're not going to do that as speedrunners. Instead, I'm going to set up here. I'm going to get hit on the lava here, and you might be wondering, well, Focus, what are you doing here? I'm not going to tell. Not right now, at least. So we can't do anything from here, so what's the better place to do something from? Well, I'm going to wait. The reason why I hit that, for reference, okay, that camera, I lost sight of myself for a bit. We're going to wait over a ring here. He's going to attack us. It's a little slow, so I need to change my attack. And we're going to go break out of bounds here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that did that wrong. I had to restart. 1 second. So what we're actually setting up for is a despawn. We're going to go out of bounds and despawn the boss. But I accidentally got a very slow attack there, which completely messed up the timing I normally go for. So I'm going to have to restart here. Shouldn't be too bad, because the thing is, compared to the previous strat you did, restarting and getting the second try still saves time. That's how much this breaks this boss. So we're going to hopefully get him to attack now. Perfect. And now I'm going to be able to go this, and I'm going to be able to do my usual setup, because we're going to get attacked now. And I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, pause clip, run, 40 and a half, and then I want to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So at 109.5, I'm going to hold Chaos Snap. Chaos Spear. We are going to the very edge of the bounding box right now. The very, very, very edge of it. And so I need to hold myself just above the edge. Like, quite literally just above the edge. So 109.5 should be good. I'm going to be a little bit safe here. No! Oh! I was right above it. I shouldn't have checked it. I shouldn't have. That's okay. We'll try this third time. Not my day today, as Sonic would say. Man, that's just not my day. We do have time for announcements now, guys. I'm going to set this up. We have about a minute, so feel free if you have anything you want to share.
All right, that's great, because I have plenty to share. We've had a few donations come in for our glitch exhibition. First of all, we've got Pink Fox with $25, and they say, glitches in my Sonic 06? Impossible. Impossible. So thank you so much for that, Pink Fox. We also have a donation here from Ian Keith for $30 saying, I've never seen a glitch in this wonderful game, and you can't prove otherwise. Or can you? Well, we'll be able to see if you donate for the glitch exhibition, and then we'll see if we actually do have these glitches in this game, because clearly we haven't been seeing any glitches thus far, so we have to have an exhibition to see them, right?
This is intended behavior, clearly.
Oh,
so again,
100% intended.
No. So Gordon found this out by looking at the code of the game and figuring out that you can do this right a few days before SGDQ. Okay. I'm going to hold here. I don't want to risk it. I lie. I live on the edge. So Iblis is right beneath us. And if I did this right, hopefully, come on now. 3, 2, 1. There you go. That completely despawns the boss because his attack pattern makes him go 20,000 units below you. If you're in the out-of-bounds range, the outside of the bounding box, when the game tries to finish that attack function, it's like, well, you're outside of the bounds, so you can't do anything. You don't exist anymore. And since you don't exist anymore, you must have defeated it. A little bit of rough there, but we got it in the end, and that's what matters here. Isn't this game beautiful? So next up, we have a little intermission with Rouge, because in this part, she then gets sent back. This is in the past right now. She gets sent back to the present, and of course, immediately, she gets a word from the federal government. You need to go to Tropical Jungle, Rouge, please. And then so we go to Tropical Jungle, and once again, we're going to try for a moon jump here. This is a moon jump where if you get it, cool. If you don't get it, fine. It doesn't really lose that much time to miss it, about 15 seconds. But it is quite a short stage. Every single campaign in this game has what's called an amigo stage, which is one where you play as a side character, and Rouge has that here. Also, that's normal, don't worry about it. Rouge has this here. For Sonic, it's Wave Ocean Tails. For Silver, it's Wave Ocean Blaze. So in Silver and Shadow, the title character doesn't play. I'm so used to it now. When I'm hearing the laughter in the crowd, I'm like, huh, what's happening? Nothing's funny here. This is just a real speedrun. We're going to get hit here deliberately so we can damage boost for a bit. And then we're going to just do that one more time. And there you go. That's we don't need to defeat the enemies to get through here, Rouge. I think that's wrong. And the most iconic line in Sonic 06 is...
What did you think of my beautiful technique?
Thank you. So that is that is Tropical Jungle Rouge, folks. That is a stage. It truly is a nice little breather after the intensity of Flame Core and Iblis Phase 2. Up next, we have Mephiles Phase 1, so we're finally going to face Shadow's Shadow. And so, Shadow here, Mephiles. The first phase is quite actually interesting, in that there is some setup we do to I think we call them little gremlins. I'm forgetting what we call them. Little, not gremlins. There's a term I'm forgetting that we use for the little guys that follow Mephiles. These little dudes. They're cute. We need to... Oh, I'm going to get hit deliberately here, and then I'm going to just homing attack a bunch of them, if I can. And they're going to die while they're over the lava here. The good indication of a good time is if I get a text box, and I'm not, so not a good Mep 2, Mep 1, phase 1, but that's okay. We're just going to be a little bit slower here than usual. A text box should appear, and that will actually increase. That's an indicator that it will increase the number of little dudes here. Again, there's a name for them, but I'm forgetting the name. They have an actual name, but then they have a joke name that we give them. I think we should be able to get them on homing attacks here. Yes, so when the meter is full, we can go to Red Shadow, and we're going to Chaos Snap towards Mephiles once he finishes here. Please be close. As you can see, the attack patterns are weird. But there you go. That's actually pretty solid, despite the mistakes at the start. I recovered that well. And now we have to defeat Mephiles as Omega, who is my favorite character as a robot wasp myself. Love robots, love Omega. Don't let Nick tell you that this is a bad character. Now we play RNG. We just want him to stay in the same place multiple times, like that, because it gives multiple hits. Okay, maybe he's being a little bit nice after the first part. We just need to shoot with X, and we just mash, really, because we want him to stay, and we have no control over that. So we're just going to shoot like this. Fun fact about the English voice actor for Omega, the old voice of... Oh, okay. I'm not going to take that. The old voice of Meowth from the Pokemon anime. Of all things, a voice that lifeless. Unfortunately, she did shortly after the recording of 06's voice lines die of cancer. And unfortunately also, if I recall correctly, said that 06 was one of the most lifeless roles she ever got. So I'm hoping she's resting well now. So that is Mephiles Phase 1. So we got basically a really cool first section and then a slot machine, essentially. From here, we're now going to set up for Radical Train. Radical Train, which is such a Sonic 06 name for a stage, is a train that is in all three stories does different things. In Silver's story, what train? The trains don't matter, you're just on the train tracks. Sonic, you need to rescue a train that's being commandeered by Dr. Eggman. And in Shadow's story, it's Dr. Eggman's train, and you're normally supposed to hit some switches, defeat the train like twice before going on through the stage. We're going to beat it in one cycle without even so as touching Eggman's train. I'm going to show you how we do it. But for now, we need to meet up with Rouge in the warehouse district. There's some cutscenes here, and then we just talk with Rouge for a bit. So another good point for donation or announcements, my bad. Could do one or two here.
All right, perfect. So I have a few more donations that have come in. We have a $20 donation from Maud, who says, if the world chooses to become my enemy, I will fight like I always have.
Yes, that's one of Shadow's iconic lines in the final cutscene here. So
Yes. Additionally, we have a $50 donation from Dallas. Thank you so much for that. Glad to see you run Focus. Hope you get a nice bowl of Cocoa Puffs when you're finished.
Aw, thank you, Dallas. That's probably not good for dinner, though, I don't think. Some people are good with cereal for dinner. If I'm eating cereal for dinner, it means that something in my life has gone wrong. So once again, we get the rhythmic mashing of Shadow homing attacks. So yeah, start a Radical Train here. Again, we're supposed to defeat Dr. Eggman. No, we're not going to do that. We're just going to loudly ignore him. And we're going to do that by using some of our favorite overall tricks in Shadow's story, the pause clip. Obviously, the pause clip being a really just a bread and butter trick in Shadow's story because you can get through everything. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. I'm going to sometimes with some... Oh, okay. I guess Shadow didn't want to go that way. Sometimes with certain rails in 06, you can get stuck on them a little bit. I'm going to get the checkpoint here just to be safe. Another... let's get moving, folks! It's one of my favorite lines in the games because Jason Griffith just puts his whole voice into that for no reason. But yeah, we're supposed to defeat Eggman's train in the previous one. You can hear it still coming in the background here. And it's supposed to come again here, but we're not going to do that. If we're going to pause clip through here again, whoop. Pause clip through here, we're going to get this capsule, Red Shadow, Chaos Snap, and of course we have Chaos Snap, so we're going to Chaos Snap through a box with a spring. And we didn't have to defeat any of the trains to get to that. There you go. We do have to defeat this train, though, and it's the first instance of yet another vehicle in Shadow's story. It's the motorcycle, which can do bad things. Hopefully not. So we need to shoot at a train with a motorcycle. So we're gonna boost and just hold A after boost each boost. And it's so long as the boosts are nice, we don't die. Please. Okay, up. Just like school. Okay, I had to go a little bit further. We want to kill it by now, but obviously the little bit of hello, thank you. The little bit of whatever just happened. So that's Radical Train. Yay!
Speaking of radical trains, do you think we could get a $5 donation train to make a radical train of our own?
I would love to. Again, we have about from my calculations, my computer brain is saying 20 minutes left until the end of the run, roughly. So.
Yes, and we're doing pretty well. We had another donation come in, $12 from Coin Cash, saying Sonic 06 is a treasure trove of glitches. The exhibition's gonna be awesome.
Awesome. I hope, again, I really would love to show that. I'm also going to take a moment here. So this boss is easy, by the way. So what we're going to do is we're going to immediately homing attack Silver. And then we're going to hit at him from a side here if we do this. Oh, thank you. Thank you. There we go. That's Silver done. I'm going to show an iconic cutscene off next. There's an iconic cutscene that we always show in marathons. And so because of that, I would love for people to get hyped for this. See Silver's corpse on the left or right over there. I specifically cleared the barrels just so you could see it. So now we're going to see Silver get, well, wait, let's see. We're going to have 2 gold medals, obviously. That was an S rank. We can't avoid most S ranks in bosses. So what we're going to go ahead and do is after the save prompt, I'm going to have a moment of silence for this beauty of cinema.
Chaos control!
You're welcome. And by the way, because of our low-list timing method, if you play cutscenes, they don't count towards the timer. So we can show that every time without ever counting against us. We're now in Aquatic Base. And Aquatic Base is normally supposed to play as Silver and Shadow, but we're just going to play as Shadow. And this is a stage that involves a lot of S-rank avoidance. So we are deliberately going to avoid the S rank. By the way, this section is supposed to be like 3 minutes. We're just going to clip into this final room here. And we're just going to homing attack like that, and then around, and then there you go. 14 seconds for what's normally about 3-4 minutes casually. Why not? We're going to deliberately avoid a lot of rings here because what I want to do is, again, I want to avoid an S rank. And so there's a lot of combat that ends this stage. And we figured out a routing that would allow us to avoid an S rank, or should, almost every time. And so I'm going to just follow through here. Okay, that's a nice laser. Where's the purple one going? Oh my gosh. Okay, I've never seen that pattern from them before. Normally if you get like, if you just do the stage normally and get like a 120 something, you're usually too fast, or usually like anything below that will automatically S rank. So what we're going to do is, again, we're deliberately avoiding trying to destroy like most things, avoid most rings, avoid... Man, the bike does not like me today. I don't know what's with this bike. But I'll just say, when... Spoilers for Shadow Generations, in the, like, there's like a room that like shows like Shadow stuff from history. It has a motorcycle, and I screamed. I screamed at that. We're gonna go to Red Shadow here. I'm gonna pick up 1 ring for safety, and then we're gonna use Chaos Snap to its fullest ability. Over here, come on. There we go. There's no strength in numbers. Apparently that was a cut line from Shadow Generations as well. They wanted him to redo it, which would have been so cool, but nope. I'm going to deliberately... Oh, wait, never mind. I guess I did it by accident. I might S-rank. That's unfortunate. Yeah, I think I might. Let's see. I was supposed to only kill... oh, yes, it's going to S-rank. Dang, by 30 points?
Perfect.
Oh, that's so unfortunate. Yeah, that's another 5.5 seconds. That is quite literally the lowest amount that it could S-rank by, other than like if I had 1 less ring, if I just had no rings, it would have A-ranked. Happens, you know. But we normally try to avoid that. I just got unlucky with my timing. So some groups of enemies have what's called leaders, and if you kill the leader, you kill like most of like you kill the entire rest of the bunch, and it does a combo. Those combos in the top give you additional bonus points. So by killing 3 and then the leader, you get 1,100 rather than 1,600. And because I got 1,600, I unfortunately got a little too much. You know, happens. You know, it's Sonic 06. It's still 06. Like I can't control everything in this game. We're supposed to do mission 14 here, which is something about an archaeologist, admittedly. I've forgotten what the exact name of the mission is, and I'm not an 06. I'm no longer an 06 runner. But you know, it's we're not going to do that. We're going to go ahead and stand on this pillar. We're then going to jump over. We're going to spear here to regain our momentum, and then we're going to go around it. So the thing is, you're supposed to meet this person, the archaeologist, to get information on where the Scepter of Darkness is. The thing is, you can just go around and get the Scepter of Darkness before you ever talk to them or do the mission. So we're just going to do that. And this, honestly, this doesn't even unlock Wave Ocean. It just... Oh, wow, I got that without needing to jump again. That's nice. We're not going to die. I didn't show the dog. I'm sorry. There's a dog over there that makes a bark if you kick near it, but I couldn't show it. We're going to pause clip out here. We're then going to go to the spring we just unlocked. And that's the end of Wave Ocean. That skips the entirety of Mission 14. We have another hang glider section here where we can't do really anything about, so another good time for some announcements.
Perfect, because we've got a whole bunch that have come in. I'm very excited about this. So first off, we've got a $50 Glitch Exhibition donation from Teddy Pym saying, Omega is the best, no bias here whatsoever.
That's exactly correct, and you're going to see Omega actually later in this exact stage. Any more?
Oh yeah, we've got plenty. We've got a few of our $5 donation train entries in here. That's super cool. We've got one from Bursic for $5. $5 donation train. Choo-choo! Additional, we've got Big Smoke saying, all you had to do was follow the darn $5 train, Shadow.
If Eggman's trains were actually $5, I'd be impressed. That's pretty good for production of that scale. I mean, we skipped 2 of them, so we just wasted his time and his money, which is probably a worse, fate than most people would believe for Eggman. I bet he's propped up on, some really bad economic policies. Anyways, so what does everyone think the fastest character in Sonic 06 is, but in terms of base running speed? If you guessed Omega, you are correct. Somehow, Omega is the fastest character by base running speed. And while Sonic Spin Dash and other tech is obviously faster, why? I don't know. His model is so big, and he is so fast, in fact, that he can just clip through things by running. We're going to try to show that here, because we're normally supposed to, as Omega here, wait and get rescued by Shadow at the very end of the stage, but I don't want to do that. I want to finish as my best Sonic character, Omega, my favorite killing machine, by doing what's called box clip. Everyone in 06 says, don't do this, Focus. Why are you doing this? I say you should try it. I think it's fun.
Welcome, Omega.
There we go. End of the stage is right over here, and we're going to jump on the spring to avoid getting any lag, and there you go. That's the end of Wave Ocean. That's why you go for box clips, folks, because it's cool when it happens. Up next, we have Mission 15. So this is actually a very interesting part of the game. From unused missions that we found in the game's code, we were not originally supposed to start in this mission. We were supposed to go to a mission in New City, which would tell us to go to Soliana Castletown to rescue some enemies coming from the desert. But clearly, due to time restraints on development, they just put Mission 15 here. We call that mission Mission 16. And it's really interesting because it gives us an insight into how rushed the game was in development. We could access that mission in the game itself, in the retail version, by entering a unused version of New City that's been left in the hub world. But this mission is all about combat. So Chaos Snap is not the only thing that Shadow has at his disposal when he is Red Shadow. We also have Chaos Spear, which gets upgraded when you have level 2. So you can see that I'm on 2 now. If you charge a Chaos Spear, it can stun enemies and inflict damage, even if they're in the ground. So like here, like that. I'm then going to kick this dude twice. I'm going to then snap through these enemies, and we should be able to get an early spawn here if we're lucky. Or good. Nope, not quite. Yeah, there we go. So that saves some time. Getting this early spawn is harder, so I'm just going to charge and release it later. And there you go. This is a pretty good mission 15, actually. Sub 50. That might be a gold split for me. That's pretty good. I think that might even be community gold or close to it. But yeah, that is destroy the enemies invading from the desert, everyone's favorite Sonic 06 mission. It's the only mission you must play as Shadow. We're closing in on the end of the game, by the way. We only have one more stage left, and the final boss, Nephilis Phase 2. So, this is your last chance to get donations in for the Glitch Exhibition. So now is a better time than any.
Yes.
We're going to go ahead and start on Dusty Desert next, which we've unlocked because Lord Regis, not Philbin, unfortunately, but Lord Regis, over here is going to grant us access to it, because sure. And then we can get off on our way. We can count 36 million grains of sand in the meantime. But what we're going to focus on is a trick called Flipping Clip, which is the other good named Shadow trick. Chaos Control, good name. Flipping Clip, awesome. It sounds like the Banjo-Kazooie stop and swap. I love it. So we're going to start here is with the hovercraft, which actually I haven't shown until now because when I did the moon jump in Kingdom Valley, we skipped a hovercraft section. So the hovercraft can ride on water and also on sand because sand is just retextured water in this game. So because of that, we can also do a hover on it by double tapping A. We're always supposed to go through the slalom course, but I'm going to go directly to the end instead. And we're going to go for something called Flipping Clip. So, if I have this... come on. Oh, this is bad. Okay. Okay. Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. We'll take those. We'll take those. That's just what you get trying to go to work on your own hovercraft here, Shadow. I'm going to align myself with this set of pillars over to the right of me. And then I'm going to hover like this. I don't know if I'm going to make it. Let's see. Yes, okay, that's good. We're now going to stand here defenseless, and because we're defenseless and the game doesn't know what to do, it explodes and we can get out. Pause clip. There you go. It quite literally just says, oh, you're upside down and you're not hovering? Well, that must mean you can't do anything, so we'll explode for you. And now we're going to go ahead and do another little pause trick here. We're going to use the... so boost pads in this game, input in equals input out. Like that, which saves us about a second. So normally this stage is supposed to play Omega and then back to Shadow. Normally, of course, this is Sonic 06. We don't even need to switch to the second Shadow. We can use our good old friend, the pause clip. Apparently, this next trick is called Focus Clip, and I have no recollection of finding this. Okay, what? We just had a brawl moment? We just... oh, okay.
It's just a bit.
I didn't hit a checkpoint, so that's okay. Actually, I think I may have, but what, you know, it's okay. We have another time for a few announcements, actually, here, if we have any more.
Oh, great, we do. We've got a few more for our $5 donation train. We've got EO who has said, did I hear a $5 radical train? Choo-choo! Additionally, we have yet another $5, this time from Ian Keith. It says, this $5 train seems safe since Shadow didn't attack it. What's that motorcycle doing?
It's being very nice to me.
And just looking at our numbers, we're just a little over halfway to this goal for our glitch exhibition. So folks, definitely get those donations in as quickly as you can because we're coming up very soon on the end of this run. And that's our cutoff.
Yeah.
Make sure you get those in.
4 minutes at this point, if that. We're going to not fall off here. Watch me fall off here. No. We just get to the end of the stage. I didn't mean to press that. Sure, Shadow. Cool. Cool trick. We're going to get to the end here. Homing attack over, and then that's the end of Dusty Desert.
Yes.
All we have left now is Nephilis Phase 2.
Not even a challenge.
So the last boss is Nephilis Phase 2. We're going to see more of his goons. That's the word. Goons. We call them goons. I'm going to save here, and then the final boss is coming up here. This should be, if I do everything right in this final boss, about 1:40. If not, about 2 minutes 10. So let's see where we get here. I'm gonna try to get some goons in the back. I realize that's the name, and I realize how bad of a name that is, but that's what we've called them. I'm gonna go to the back here. I'm gonna make both Omega and Rouge die.
And when you've
There
got
you
a
go.
second, can I cut in?
Feel free.
All right, so I've got a $50 donation from Mr. Shasta saying, friendly reminder for anyone in the room with us here that there are QR codes in the back that you can scan that take you directly to the donation page. Let's get that glitch exhibition met, y'all. Woo!
Thank you, Shasta. We're gonna drown in darkness. By the way, in Shadow Generations, this boss was remade. You're gonna see it in that run. It's very cool. I'm going to stand at the second one here and around its aura of the edge, so we startle it. About 39.5 seconds, we're going to go over, attack this dude. I'm going to go and try to get some of the energy from him, and then I'm going to attack this one. That's pretty good. Let's see what we got here, though. Okay. And now we're going to go on the order of 1, 3, 2 for these spawns. And at the end of the third one hit here, we should have enough to become Red Shadow, and that's how we actually attack Mephiles. So he's hidden for now. Time is coming up very soon, by the way. As soon as the game freezes from... wow, I almost got that skip. But anyhow, as soon as the timer freezes, we're actually done. So I'm going to instantly hit Mephiles with as many attacks as I can right now. He's at half. I'm going to do 5. I'm now going to do a full set of attacks. Oh, no, I was one off. Okay, we're still almost done. When we get up this I was trying to prevent this elevator. But, of course, I guess it's elevator con. It's time.
All right, congratulations, Focus. I've got a couple of very important things to tell you right now, if you have just a second.
Sure.
All right, so first I've got one more donation here, $15 from Jet Mike saying Nick is wrong, Omega is the best. And also, we have a donation of $605 from Mega saying glitches galore, amazing run, Focus. And if our math is correct, let's take a little peek here.
Can I ask what the final time of the run itself was?
Final time says 49:48.2.
We got a sub 50 with all those mistakes? I need to get PB in this. I need to go for PB in this, for real.
Oh, by the way, let's see some glitches, because we made it, and then some.
Oh, awesome. So,
also,
are all of you ready? All of you, are you ready to see some more broken stuff? Yeah!
And another little bonus thing here. We've passed $9,000 total. Let's keep them coming, everybody. This is awesome. Thank you so much.
So I made a fastest first profile, which is what we just ran on, by the way. But I'm actually going to go to, I think the one I want to go to is Metal Sonic. I got it because I apparently, as a 13-year-old, made a Metal Sonic, got the Sonic CD, icon pack of all things. And so I'm now just going to use, this is my, practice file for everything. So we're going to start with Sonic, and then we're going to go to Silver. I'm going to try to show about 2 to 3 stages that would normally be done in the run for each of them. So what you would have seen had you seen those stories. So I'm going to go ahead, and time will start when I select the first stage here. We're going to start with Aquatic-based Sonic, because it is showing the brokenness of Sonic's custom abilities and/or the gems, as we're going to see. I'm going to use Blue Gem, Sky Gem, White Gem. So we have an estimate for the glitch exhibition, correct? All right. If we're ready on time for that, we're going to do another countdown for this glitch exhibition, folks. So let's ready to go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sonic! Another loading screen. This is exactly what I wanted. So I'm going to start off by using a Spin Dash Blue Gem, which is the fastest possible movement speed that I can still control that isn't gimmick speed. I'm now going to use M speed after that to go through the hallway really fast at the start. I need to concentrate on this. White Gem clip through here. That was really good. I normally don't get that. We're going to Sky Gem up to here and get Rain... Oh, come on.
The battleship will take off any minute.
I know Nick is smiling for that M speed I got, though, because that's a hard trick, although it gets easier with time. I'm going to try to just show you what we do here at the start. I'm not going to do Section 2, because I think Section 1's more broken. and we only have limited time, so yeah, we're going to do rainbow skip here. We get to the rainbow ring. White gem is basically like Shadow's pause clip as Sonic. His normal homing attack as Sonic doesn't clip through, unfortunately, because it doesn't hit the ground. But white gem allows you to make it hit the ground, which actually has a use, because that thing normally is just another homing attack. Quite literally just the same as pressing A. But it has that one difference, and that's very useful in the run. Normally here we're supposed to do a bit of a ball puzzle with Sonic and then switch to Tails. I don't want to do that. I'm going to use a Sky Gem to break out of bounds, and then I'm going to throw it like this. And if I've done this right, I'm going to go all the way to the start of Shadow's aquatic base, flip through here, and then I'm going to do the same thing as I did there. Blue Gem, Sky Gem, throw through here, and done. That normally takes about 4 minutes. I'm only going to show the first section because the second section I don't do the big skip called Knuckles Skip, and it's not as interesting as a result. It's still very cool because the gem movement is very hard. But, you know, there's a lot of precise inputs that you can't see from just the result on the screen, frankly. I'm not going to do 2 bosses as Sonic. I was going to do Egg Genesis, but for the sake of time, I'm going to do Silver the Hedgehog because I know a lot of people casually have had difficulties with this boss. And I know it's very infamous in particular. Watch what we do in the speedrun. I'm not going to say anything until we're done. Didn't crash, okay. There we go. Quite literally, so that's it. That's it for that boss. The infamous boss that almost everyone hates when they play casually. That's just it. Basically, if you stand at that exact position, your homing attack goes fast enough to avoid Silver's grab range. And so by keeping that rhythm of bump, ba-dum, bum, bump, ba-dum, bum, you can just hit him 6 times and end it like that. It's really consistent, and it's fairly new. What isn't new is Egg Wyvern. This trick was one of the first tricks found, but this is a version of it that was developed later. This is one of the first tricks ever found in Sonic 06, really. I'm also just going to let you see what happens if I can get this first try, which I normally don't, but maybe in the Glitch exhibition it'll be nice to me. It won't be. So, cool boss. That's it. I don't know why this happens, admittedly. I can't explain it. I'm just an observer like you are. We thought this was a debug trigger. It's not. We thought this was some other unused code. It's not. It's basically just the Sky Gem, which is kind of like the Ender Pearl, frankly, is basically it allows you to homing attack the horn, then get off back onto the main stage while you're still technically on the horn, and then if you throw a Sky Gem, if you throw yourself up into the air with a Sky Gem, for some reason, it ends the boss. And that's how you end Sonic's story. We're not going to go on to Silver. And I'm going to make, if you haven't already loved what you've seen so far, I'm going to make you love this game instantly in the next 30 seconds or less. This is a trick called Telethrow. It is now the central kit of Silver's story. If you're standing on an object at a 45-degree or steeper angle, lift up the object, throw it, hold the control stick towards it, you can do this. This is a shovel. This is the easy part of this section, I'm not kidding. This is the hard part. Okay, I didn't get it. So there is a trick called the Super Extended Teleport Dash. It is a frame-per extension of your teleport dash into your stun slap in the air. That's the hard part. The shovel itself is pretty easy because it's just a telethrow. But all these little teleport dashes that go further, oh man, I didn't do it in 30 seconds or less. I'm a fraud. No, it's okay. There you go. Still 34. Yeah, you could just do that on pretty much any liftable object and throw yourself across pretty much every stage in the run if you want to. It's used in every stage except Aquatic Base because Aquatic Base has some death planes we cannot skip, and we can't go around, unfortunately. It is a central piece. It is easy to learn, hard to master for Telethrow. And SETD is just hard to learn, even more difficult to master, which is why it was kind of a bad trick to start the run originally. It was way more SETD based, which I know sounds a bit bad, but it's just super extended teleport dash, I promise. I'm now going to go into Blaze Wave Ocean. Shoutouts to the person who said Blaze was their favorite character. I've been holding X and I'm letting go right now. That's going to do a buffered input on the first frame, which allows us to break out of the automation. I'm now going to do what's called a loop launch, or a whiff. Basically, Blaze and Sonic, if they try to homing attack something and they miss their homing attack, which in this case is on a loop, they can do... Come on. No, Blaze. Blaze. Blaze the cat. No. Come on. There we go. I've actually not gone as far as I normally could in the stage, and that's because it's actually faster to go to this rail and do something called an advanced spinning claw. Can I get it? No? Let's see. This trick is going to allow us to skip on water across the entirety of the stage and get right to the goal ring. It's quite difficult because I need to somehow press X and release X at the same time. Oh, press X, hold X, and release X within a very quick time. Let's see. Is it real? Yes, it's looking real. This is fake. This wall doesn't exist. Neither does this one. We can just go right through. And if I doubt this right, 1, 2. There you go. That trick is really difficult, and I'm happy we still got it within about a minute.
All it takes is a little
The last thing I'm going to show you right now might be the funniest mission in the entire game. So I'm going to show you a little slice of my favorite category in the entire game, which is Silver's Story All Gold medals. Maybe one day I'll submit it to Fastest Furs if you want to take 2 hours and 30 minutes of Sonic 06, which, hey, everyone here seemed to like it, so maybe 2 hours and 30 minutes of Sonic 06 is reasonable. That was not the type of response I expected. That's okay. I'm going to show you what is possibly the funniest mission in the entire game, though, because in all gold medals, you need to get S ranks on every mission and every single normal stage, hard stage. So I'm going to go over to our good friend Paganini. Yes, that's his name. Who has the Apples mission, Soliana's Apple Festival. Because if you didn't know, in the lore of Sonic 06, apparently Soliana is famous for apples. I'm doing a bit of silver tech here. I'm doing something called a teleslide when I'm on the ground and doing a double tap A really fast. Come on. There you go. That's teleslide. That's just the teleport dash in the ground movement. And then all these in the air are super extended teleport dashes. This is Paganini. Say hello, Paganini. Hi. So this is Soliana's Apple Festival. Of course, Soliana, famous for apples. Everyone's favorite fruit. So yeah, Soliana Apple Festival. Paganini, put the apples in the barrels over there. Good luck. And so the game then wants us to put some apples in some barrels. Yep, these are the apples. Yes, they don't clump up very well. And then, yes, we just need to put them in the barrel. This is the best music for this mission. But the thing is, you're normally supposed to do this until the timer runs out. That is the way you're supposed to complete the mission normally. I'm not going to do that. As we're going to see shortly, I'm going to wait and get some more apples. You know, Silver's favorite activity, apples. Can we get a shout out in the crowd for apples? Why didn't I drop the apples? Oh my gosh. I'm a fraud. No, we need to, you see the score up there says like 36. We get 100 points per apple. We need 50. We're getting close to 50. So if I do this right. Oh, come on, 50. So after I get 50 apples in the barrels, yep, okay, I'm going to go die. Instead of waiting the timer to go, I'm just going to die. I'm just going to straight up, yep, there we go. Bye-bye, Silver. Oh, what? Okay, sure. I'm going to die. I'm going to hold on. And then, okay, the game, again, we've gotten at least 50 apples in the barrels. I've died, which is actually the same as the timer ending. And I've lost a life, as you can see. But wow, good job. I knew you would be a huge help. The festival is going to be great this year. Oh yeah, this is your reward. It's not much, but it's yours. So apparently I completed that stage in 16 milliseconds. Because dying with the apples at the minimum level of 50 makes it such that you have completed the stage on when the game respawns you, and it respawns you first frame, which is 16, and that gives you an automatic S rank, which is how we speed this up from a normal 5-minute mission to about a minute in the speedrun, in the all gold medals. I'll leave you with apples, folks. That's been it for me in Sonic 06. If you are interested in this game, obviously join the Sonic 06 speedrunning Discord. Follow me on Twitch at FocusSight or my Blue Sky at FocusSight as well. This game is incredible. I think a lot of people give it a lot of flack because of its reputation casually. But as I hope I've shown with not just Shadow Story, but also the glitch exhibition here, that this is a fantastic speed game. It's worth learning. It's worth watching. It's wonderful all the way through as a speed game. Completely the exact opposite, and that's why this is the room of video games. Thank you for having me, everyone. Thank you, Fastest Furs.
Thank you so much, Focus. That was an incredible run.